I want chocolate babies too. Oh no,
I
that's the other
that's
thing.
I just think they're funny, and also I think I have a better chance
I've been
of
trying to get.
not having to pay for
No, no,
college because I get a scholarship.
I've been trying to get pregnant with my black
Stop
baby for
it!
years.
Stop it! These are good people watching right now, Milo. Excited to bring on our next guest. Was supposed to be on last week, violently ill. Milo Yiannopoulos, thanks for being on, sir.
Thank you, Angel. How are
Oh
you?
my gosh, I didn't, not kid you, I didn't reveal until, look at you. Look at the new pump. You going rockabilly?
Oh, you like it?
Well, I do. I think you're kind of stealing my style.
You think I'm stealing
I've
your
never had
style?
another haircut. I hate that it's now trendy.
Is this your haircut? Is this what you have? Like
Pretty
this?
much, except I just don't overdo it. If I were trolling the bars, I would do it like yours. The problem is now when I go in, I say, listen, give me this. And they go, oh, and they try and cut it like yours because that's the trend. I'm like, no, I don't want it as exaggerated. Yours is an you go big.
I just wake up like
Yes.
this. I mean, other people tell me stories about hours spent in the salon. I just wake up and I look like
Well,
this.
you were coughing up a lung from some seafood poisoning from what you told me. So hopefully you're feeling better.
I had, I went for a very beautiful meal, which was a lovely tasting menu, yada yada. But I think the oysters were maybe a bit bad. So I was supposed to be doing a pre-record with you, and I was kind of like spontaneously having stomach convulsions on the side of the motorway. So I'm sorry we didn't get to do that. But hey, you got me live, even better.
We'll talk about that afterward. So, rough week for you, Milo.
It's a
It
what?
was a rough week. I saw your tweets when Trump lost the caucus. You were not thrilled.
Oh, Daddy? No. Daddy's fine. Daddy's fine. Listen, nobody cares about Iowa. Nobody gives a shit about it. They haven't picked a nominee since 2000.
This goes
Fucking
out to
Central.
FCC stations, so let's keep the language to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know what you guys do in your seedy little gay bars with your bug chasers.
Deplorable and disgusting homosexuals.
It is deplorable. Hey, can you
I'll stop
for
that
once?
again.
Do you think I'm a cuckservative, Milo?
Yes, but I am too, so it's okay.
Really, you are too?
Yeah, no. I mean, some of the people who use that word like me, but I still am one. I did a test. There's like a 7-question, like a questionnaire, and I think like strong support for Israel like immediately puts you in the conservative box. So I'm as well, and I think being a fag doesn't help.
It doesn't help.
What else? There's some other thing that I believe in that they don't like. Oh, like I suppose I would be probably kind of neocon on foreign policy because I'm quite hawkish. So I think that
Well, you get a
makes me
pass
conservative.
because you're flamboyantly gay.
Yes, but I think the alt right, who I have many sympathies with, by the way, I like in many ways. I think they tend to be fairly anti-war, anti-expansionism,
Except they love Hitler.
You know, well, I think that most of I think that the press has completely got that wrong.
No,
I
I'm
think
talking about my
majority-
timeline right now is literally nothing but pro-Hitler comments from the alt-right.
Yeah, but they do it because it gets to you. They do
Oh, no,
it
it doesn't
because
get to me at all. They do it because they
This is
support
what-
Hitler.
It's got to you because you're bringing it up. Look, these people are professional trolls on the internet. Why do they send Jonah
And you
Goldberg
coach
of
them.
National Review? No, I haven't coached them. Why do they send Jonah Goldberg of National Review like horrible things about Jews? Because he never shuts up about it when they do. People don't troll because it doesn't work. People troll because they get under people's skin and they fly off the handle. And you got to remember, most of these, a lot of these, like, are 17-year-old kids, for God's sake. And they don't have any living relatives who through the Second World War. They don't
So
appreciate.
you
like,
would, of
the
course,
whole-
say there's nothing wrong with me saying I would adopt a black child.
Why would there be anything wrong with
Oh, there
that?
you go. There you go. Oh, you're a cuck. How dare you?
I want chocolate babies too. Oh, no,
I just think they're funny, and also I think I have a better chance
I've been
of
trying to get-
not having to pay for college because I get a scholarship.
I've been trying to get pregnant with my black.
Stop
baby for
it!
years.
Stop it! These are good people watching right now, Milo.
I love it when Americans pretend to understand European languages.
Well, I was raised in Canada. I spell color with a U, so I'm a half-breed.
Oh, awful. Of course you're Canadian. I remember. No, this is why I'd never come on your show because I don't like appearing in public with Canadians.
This is true. Listen, no one is proud of it. Okay,
No one's.
no one's-
No one is.
no one's proud of being Canadian, especially now with Trudeau. Oh my gosh. So, okay, I didn't want to interrupt. So, where are you feeling this week? You said you feel fine because I know you've talked about Trump, but you even said on the Rogan podcast you're not really hoping he wins. You like the show.
Well, I'm on the fence about that now because I'm starting to get really into. I mean, the more I find out about the American Republican establishment and the American political establishment generally, the more I realize it's just like ours in London, and the more I want to see it hurt.
But they endorse Trump.
The more I want to see it suffer. No, I mean they're coming round to the idea that they might have to pretend to tolerate him because they think he's controllable and they don't think Cruz is. But
so would we admit, truthfully though, wouldn't we admit that's kind of a testament to the fact that Cruz has pissed so many people off because he does his own thing, whether you like it or not?
Yeah, and he should wear that as a badge of pride. I certainly would.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But
he's like the straight version of you.
No, because there's something slightly amphibian about Ted Cruz. Like if you touched his hands, they'd be sort of clammy and cold.
He's kind of like Mr. Rogers with a Dracula's widow peak.
I can't warm to him, and I don't know why. I think he may just be like one of those people that just you can't empathize with. He's just like a brick wall emotionally. And I just can't get inspired by him. He's not like Daddy, is he?
Insight
He's no Daddy.
No, it's insight from a sociopathic narcissist. So that's a good analysis.
Well, this is poachers make the best gamekeepers. So I'm just letting you know I see him as a sort of fellow sociopath.
We don't have a ton of. How do you see this playing out in Britain, right? As someone who comes in from Europe, Europe's fallen. We know that. You know that. How do they see? Are they too close to the forest to see the trees, or do they see this and go, you know what, Trump might be right about some things?
Brits don't like Trump because they don't like the brashness of his particular style of American, conspicuous consumption and unapologetic brashness. Europeans, and particularly Brits, don't like that at all. So that they sort of instinctively know they don't like him, and then they search for reasons search for reasons they can say they don't like him that are a bit more publicly acceptable than I don't like brash people, which is the truth. So they'll say, for example, he's an Islamophobe or he's a racist or whatever. We had this grotesque, terrible spectacle of our MPs in Parliament wasting taxpayer money.
And that's for people like me who, have defended Trump on those issues. What was it? Duck Frump, whatever, that fake social justice warrior thing. He has the right enemies most of the time.
He does.
And then sometimes he doesn't.
Why I wish you guys would get on board the train a bit more often, or at least just acknowledge this more often, because I know you hate him as a serious candidate, but I judge people by their enemies, and there is nobody, with the possible exception of me, that annoys the progressive left as much as the dear, sweet daddy.
Well, I've been doing it back since 2009 when Trump was a Democrat, and I don't know what you were doing, but I've pissed him off for a long time.
Trump. Democrat.
Well, he was against anti-Islamic speech about half a year ago.
Okay, whatever.
No.
I don't think if his particular policy positions are why people vote for him anyway. So if you're trying to interrogate him on the basis of ideological consistency,
no, I think you're right. I think you're right. If people like him, it has nothing to do with.
You don't understand him, and you don't understand his voters if you're trying to interrogate him according to policy positions. That's
not policy positions. I'm just talking about the free speech position. With the Pam Geller thing, I think it would be great if we point back to that.
I get the feeling that he's not as robust on free speech as I would like, but I believe that he can be educated on that. I have had some, on what little he said, for example, about technology and video games, which is an area the two areas that I'm into. His positions aren't perfect there, but that's only because I think they haven't really been fleshed out and thought through yet. I think on free speech he's sort of wavered slightly, and as you know, I'm a
yes. Well, that's what I want to go before we go to the break. In England, Europe, is free speech making a comeback? Do you think, or is it gone forever?
No, it never will.
Really?
There's a chance in America because you have the First and, thank God, the Second Amendment that basically protect your rights and your freedoms. We don't have anything comparable in Europe. We don't have anything similar, and we don't...
Hang on. It is on. You're still here. Congratulations. You win the internet. Click my face to go to louderwithcrowder.com, where we do news every single day. Subscribe on iTunes or SoundCloud, or if you can't be bothered, this clip was taken from a full show. You can click that full show right next to me. Great guests, callers, sketches. Every single week, we live stream it here, Thursday at 8 p.m. Also, very rarely do we wear pants in the studio.